A very good day to our lecturer, Dr. Wan Mazlini Binti Uthman, and my fellow friends. Today, we are here to present our lesson plan activity for speaking skills. A very good day to our lecturer, Dr. Wan Mazlini Binti Uthman, and my fellow friends. Today, we are here to present our lesson plan activity for speaking skills. Before we proceed with our presentation, I would like to introduce myself and my group members. My name is Shankari Anaperempuan A. Gunasegaran with matrix number D202010955149, and I will be the first presenter. Our group leader is Siti Aisha, followed by our group members Sharon, Shivani, and Amy Zulaiha. We have designed a lesson plan activity for speaking skills based on the interview session with Madam Mazura Binti Bakri, an English teacher from SMK Benut, Pontian, Johor. In that interview session, she had shared with us about the challenges she faces as an English teacher. She has also talked about the ways she overcomes those challenges. Based on her response towards our questions in the interview session, we have designed this lesson plan activity as a solution for those challenges.
Assalamualaikum and good day to Doctor and my fellow groupmate. I am Sita Asha binti Jalaluddin. Okay, these are 10 interview questions that I have asked to Madam Mazura, such as what are the challenges you face as an English teacher? How do you overcome those challenges? And what type of activities do you think could help your students to improve their speaking skills? Doctor, if you want to hear the interview recording, you can check it in this tool link that I have been provided. Here are a few interview details that I have collected based on the interview. Firstly, Madam Mazura is a teacher who is teaching English at SMK Benut, which is located at Benut Town in Pontian, Johor. She is teaching Form 4 and her students' proficiency level is A2 to B2 based on CEFR. Okay, A2 is elementary English. It means students can Students can understand sentences and frequently use expressions related to areas of most immediate relevance. Second, students can communicate in simple and routine tasks and can describe in simple terms aspect. Okay, B1 is English independent user. It means the students can understand the main points of clear standing input on familiar matters regularly. Second, students can deal with more situations likely to arise. Third, students can produce simple connected text on topics. And students can describe experiences and events. Okay, B2 is upper intermediate. It means the students able to understand the main ideas of complex text, both concrete and abstract topic. Students can interact with a degree of fluency and spontaneity and can produce clear, detailed text on a wide range of subjects with explanations. Okay, the challenges that Madam Azura has faced are the students come from different backgrounds and her students are lack of confidence in speaking. So the ways she improved are by giving simple tasks to her students such as describing and guessing activities. She also let the students to do a group discussion before doing a public speaking so that the students can help each other in the same class.
Good day. I'll be presenting the background details, and my part will be the challenges faced by the teacher in teaching speaking skills and the background of pupils and their level of CEFR. The challenge faced by the teacher is dealing with students from different backgrounds. This is also associated with students' proficiency level because students from different backgrounds normally have different level of expertise. This means their family, ethnicity, and exposure plays a role as well. Moreover, in recent years, there has been a growing need for teachers to work without prejudice, as in religious, linguistic, social, or otherwise, and with critical thinking. The goal is for educators to create an equitable, friendly, and productive environment for education. And this has turned out to be a major challenge for teachers. One of the challenges from having students from a different background is cultural diversity in the classroom. In other words, having different cultural backgrounds. This is indeed a challenge because students need to have a sense of belonging, guaranteeing their mental well-being and their improved participation in the learning process within the school environment and their group of peers. This context prevents multicultural students from dropping out of school as well as being subjected to bullying. More precisely, low self-esteem problems are also seen in students from various cultural backgrounds, thus their sense of belonging is generally low. Moving to a different challenge faced by students from different backgrounds is having different family background. Different students come from different family backgrounds and this affects a student's performance in class directly and indirectly. It directly affects the child if the child is brought up in an environment where English is it's only a third language for them and they merely speak English at home. It indirectly affects a child when parents don't communicate with them and they turn out to be very quiet and not expressive. This will affect their classroom involvement and public speaking skills. The last one is teaching students with different exposure. Exposure plays an important role in a student's proficiency level. This is because students with more exposure to the English language have a better understanding of how this language works. And they tend to have better pronunciation, grammar, and public speaking skills. This will be a challenge to the teacher because they might be ahead of other students with less exposure and tend to catch up faster in class. This is the background of the people and the level of CEFR. We have chosen to design our speaking activity for the Form 4 students. These students have been learning English in their primary school for 6 years and they still have very basic English skills. Our emphasis is mainly on the B1 level, which is the Common European Framework of Reference. It's also known as the Intermediate Level CEFR. This level comes after levels A1 and A2 of the basic level and before levels C1 and C2 of the proficient level. Students at this stage are beginning to show improvement in their English proficiency because they are already past the basics. But in order to develop their English proficiency, they do need to practice further. The configuration of the CEFR levels is shown in diagram 1.0 below.
The purpose of standards and indicators of the English language listed in curriculum document is to determine exactly what the students need to know which concept is. Generally in the SKP, the concept or knowledge is an important noun or noun phrase contained in standards and indicators while skills are usually expressed in the form of verbs. The objectives for speaking in English language in Form 4 are explain simple content on familiar topics from what they read and hear, which are the meaning in a variety of familiar contexts. Ask about and explain causes and consequences of actions, events, and simple process. Students must be able to speak reasons of why things happen. In essence, cause is the thing that makes other things happen, while effect or consequences refers to what results. Explain advantages and disadvantages of plans and ambitions. Students must be able to explain both things, which is the one that can help propel them to see their situation from different perspectives, and which one can blind them from the necessity to keep searching for better ways to pursue plans and ambition. Explain and justify own point of view. They have to explain the basis of their argument by presenting evidence that inform their outlook. Express and respond to feelings such as amusement, anger, and regret. Students must be open and capable of talking out their emotions as to respond accordingly to those certain emotions. Use informal and informal registers appropriately in familiar contexts. In familiar contexts, students should be able to speak more appropriate in the formal register. For the informal register, or also called casual, is conversational when speaking to friends and people they know very well. Confirm understanding in discourse level exchanges by repeating back what speakers say. Their understanding should be known by their ability to start their first sentence at different point but still from that of the other people have said. Summarize the main points of a story, text, or plot. Summarizing main points must be done by students to know how well they are in breaking stories down into smaller sections and identifying key points in each sections. Bloom's taxonomy. Speaking skills exercises are planned in line with Bloom's taxonomy based on the common challenges faced by teachers in teaching speaking skills. What is Bloom's taxonomy first of all? These are structures that have been used for decades and incorporated in their teaching by K-12 teachers and educators for all institutions established by Benjamin Bloom in 1956. In other words, for educational related purpose, it is a grouping of learning results and goals. There were six main categories in Bloom's taxonomy. Those are information, comprehension, implementation, analysis, synthesis, and assessment. Knowledge entails the ability to recall or state information, the remembering of previously learned material, while comprehension entails the ability to give meaning to information, or the ability to grasp the meaning of material. For application, it refers to the ability of using knowledge or principles in new or real life situations, or using learned materials in new and concrete situations. For analysis, it means representing the ability to break down the material into its component parts so that its organizational structure may be understood. Synthesis means the act of creating something that did not exist before by integrating information that had been learned at lower levels of hierarchy. And the last is evaluation, which means engenders making judgments based on previous level of learning to compare a product of some kind against a designated standard.
Following by the activity designing. The learning objective of this activity is student will be able to describe facts based on the topic, Level 2 Bloom's Taxonomy, create a presentation out of the topic, Level 6 Bloom's Taxonomy, adopt a new vocabulary in speech, Level 6 Bloom Taxonomy, and elaborate on the topic, Level 6 Bloom's Taxonomy. Activity plan. The duration of this entire activity is 60 minutes. Introduction and conclusion are 5 minutes respectively. Practice 20 minutes and production, which is 30 minutes. Materials needed: a flashcard of famous personalities, a jar full of name of famous personalities, mahjong papers, and colorful markers. Starting with the set induction, the teacher warmly greets the student. The teacher will paste a few pictures on the board to explain the theme as an icebreaking. The first activity will be individual and the next one will be in groups of 5. There will be 4 groups in total. The first activity is an impromptu speech, which is also a short talk. The students will be given a jar of topics based on the theme, which is the famous personalities. The students have to immediately give a response. Then the student will be given 2 minutes to speak up, and the students will take turn going in front of the classroom as they give their speech or short talks. Following by the presentation, the second activity is a group discussion. The student will be divided into groups of 5 people, which makes 4 groups altogether. These groups send a representative to pick up the famous personality picture which was pasted on the board previously by the teacher. The teacher will explain the instructions of the activity. The students will only be given
10 minutes to come up with a brainstorming session on the topic. The teacher will ask the student to be creative on their presentation. The student will take turn as a group to come forward and present. The teacher will also give the feedback about the presentation. As the conclusion, the teacher will ask questions like, have the student learned a new vocabulary, or have the student enjoyed the class learning new facts about famous personalities? The rationale of this activity. Activity 1. As students speak up, as a teacher, we can correct their sentence after they finish their speech or give their short talks. By this, the proficiency level of the students will be enriched. As this activity is also able to make the students to be engaged and gain confidence, learn new vocabularies by hearing others speak and correct their errors in their own speaking. Eventually, they can equalize students' proficiency level gradually. The rationale for activity 2. Students will be able to communicate because of the activity which is focused to get the student to communicate and engage. As they do so, they will enrich their proficiency level by mingling among students with others in the class. The ones with good proficiency level can help the weak ones. Moreover, during the presentation, everyone will get a chance to speak up. Teacher will be there to guide them and correct them along the way. Speaking is in effect a crucial language skill that, in spite of its importance, it is consistently dismissed. English language students frequently express their figuring out how to talk in English is troublesome, and they may be directly as it is a functioning ability that requires certainty and assurance to utilize for exercises like public speaking. This portfolio is made a dependent on the new CEFR design along with Bloom's taxonomy. Eventually, the activity design will be effective to equalize the students with different proficiency level and is able to enrich them. For the group reflection, working in a group brought us many benefits. We were able to see things from other people's perspective. Each group member contributed to new ideas, and this allowed us to have different perspective in a group discussion. Moreover, each of our group members had their unique skill that allowed us to complete the difficult part of our assignments. For instance, some of our group members were very talented in the technology department, so we were able to complete our voiceover for the presentation with less hassle. On the other hand, we also faced a handful of challenges since we were studying from apart from home. Now, due to the pandemic, we had to have our meetings online. This was a bit of challenge because we were hard to gather everyone at the same time to meet. It was also difficult because everyone have to reply on the same time since we were all caught up in our busy schedule. That's it from us. Thank you for listening again.